Yeah, what's up? What it do? Right back at you with another video, and you tune in today as per soldier. So yeah, man, I've been away for a while. One of the reasons is, man, I've been living life, doing my thing. Um, Sometimes I dibble and dabble on the internet a little bit. But besides that, just living life. And also, man, you got some young brothers, some young hitters out there doing their thing, covering the topics that I usually wanted to cover, and they did a good job, man. Shout outs to Haven Bullis, Neferkari Desalini, Afro Think Take, those young brothers, and many more, though. There's many more out there. But yeah, they've been putting in the work, man, and standing on business and, standing on, having integrity about, certain topics, man, and spitting facts, man, and not, spewing out false narratives. But yeah, shout out to those brothers. So that's another reason, man. I stepped away for a minute, and man, it feels so good to just be off the internet, man. And I encourage FBAs in specific to, man, take a break, man. Take a break, man. Get off the internet spewing hate. We already know Tariq not gonna take a break because we already know once he's off the internet, if he take a month off, homie, FBA is gonna crumble. FBA is gonna crumble. They're gonna start going crazy. Oh wait, man, what happened to Tariq? Where is he? He ain't been on. Yeah, he ain't did no live in a month. Yeah, man. We already know, man. That's why I say that's the leader for sure because he holds the biggest rooms. He has the most followers out of all the FBAs, and he created it. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody that's pushing FBA or even close to the equivalent of what the numbers of what Tariq brings in when it comes to donations and followers. There's not one person. You got his couple of millions, you got a Afro Elite and all these other weirdos that's, trying to, what's his name? Black, Professor Black, all these weirdos that's trying to, push the certain narrative when it comes to FBA, but nobody is really close to Tariq. So if he stops being online or, something happened to where he can't come online, FBA is going to fall apart. But I want to ask a question, man, because one thing I always do is I always analyze things, and I really try not to be emotional because sometimes when you come at an angle in an emotional way, you kind of miss a lot of points and you will miss things, you know what I'm saying? So I always just sit back, take a deep breath, analyze certain things, right? So Tariq Nasheed, and shout out to Haven Bullets because I heard it on his channel. He played a video of Tariq Nasheed saying that the Jamaicans parade that was held in New York, I guess this was the first annual Jamaican parade ever in America. It was held in New York, and Tariq said that it was not successful, that it was nobody there, and then also he said that it's because no FBAs were there, it wasn't popping, right? And the sad part is that his followers will believe that. And the sadder part is the ones that know that he's lying would just go along with it. Because we all seen I didn't even know that they even had the parade. I was just watching TV one day. I was watching TV and boom, the news, a news clip, and it showed, I think it was on Facebook, a news clip popped up. It showed that they had a big parade. And for what I seen thousands of people out there. So I don't know what type of brain FBA have. I don't know what type of delusional sickness that they have. But it seems like they will see the same thing and they will view it and see it in a different way. It's almost like they will create a scenario to something that's not true, right? And that's what we're seeing on black social media. A lot of people are creating narrative that's just not true. A lot of people are pushing lines that's just not true. When you fact check it, it doesn't turn out to be what they say it is. It's a lot of lies. It's a lot of propaganda going on. Dudes are pushing narratives to try to, coerce people into thinking their way. And, Tariq is very successful in that because he can come on and say a bold lie and people will believe it. And the ones that, I'm gonna give you guys, some of you guys, a little break on this, but even the ones that don't believe it will still follow him. You know what I mean? That's the sad part about this FBA movement. We have, I came across a guy that was on TikTok, and I was listening to a segment, and one thing I always hear with a lot of these FBAs is that they're FBAs, but they don't really agree with a lot of the stuff that's going on within the FBA movement. I even heard a dude say that he's an FBA, but he don't follow Tariq. That's it. So, I mean, it's getting weirder and weirder. How could you be an FBA and not follow the person that created it? But yet, a lot of you dudes, like this guy came on and he was speaking, trying to sound intelligent, but all you got to do is keep talking. When you keep talking to these people that comes on and they're sheep clothing and they really wolves, you know what I'm saying? You always got to look at these FBAs like, hey man, that nigga, hey, he got on sheep clothing, but that dude is really evil under there. So he's talking all polite, and I guess it was a girl that came on there and started asking him questions, and as soon as he couldn't answer some of these questions, he resorted right into Tariq talking points. He started saying, well, by the way, where you from? Like, where your family from? She said, Mississippi. Where my parents from? They Mississippi. Where your grandma from? Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, right? So he couldn't really pin her to that because that's one of Tariq's tactics at, demonizing or, showing, what word I'm looking for? Trying to discredit you if you from somewhere in the diaspora. So that's one of his tactics to try to discredit you, see, and that's why he asked that. Because if she would have said that she's from somewhere out of the diaspora, then anything as far as what FBA ears hear is not and void because he discredited her. So she could be speaking facts, right? And this why I say a lot of these people something's wrong with them, because she could be speaking facts, he could be speaking non-factual points, right? And they gonna go along with him just because he already discredited her by saying where you from. But he couldn't do that to her, but because she was from Mississippi, her family. But he crashed out, man, once he couldn't do that and start calling her names and all that stuff. And it came out. Eventually, when you let these people talk, it comes out. It comes out. And this is the scary part about FBA, is that no matter what you say, man, you can pin them on the wall, you can discredit everything they said, debunk everything they say, bro, and they will just go into their xenophobic rant like Tariq does when he get beat down online. The first thing he go into rant, try to back. This is a 50-year-old man, 50-plus-year-old man that's quote unquote cracking jokes at it's supposed to be a serious time, but he's cracking jokes. See, and that's why I say FBA is not serious, because if y'all come online and listen to a person like this that's not serious, how could y'all be serious? How could anybody take y'all serious when, like, the main head of FBA is spewing so much rhetoric? How could people take any of y'all serious? I'm talking about lawyers. I done heard a dude say that he's a lawyer. I done heard a person say that he's a doctor in FBA. How can anybody take y'all serious if y'all attach yourselves to somebody like Tariq Nasheed? How? When this dude is out here clowning, joking, talking about people, being disrespectful to women, being disrespectful to men. I done seen that dude, like, dudes are talking. You babbling. I'm talking about his own FBA. Oh man, okay, man. Then he get to talking about him and try to make people laugh. I see them do women like that, and I'm like, damn, how these people follow him? That's like very disrespectful, man. Right? He's very disrespectful, and y'all people follow this dude. I don't understand. So Tariq Nasheed, man, he said that about the Jamaicans, and this is the question I got. If you guys say that you guys are all about lineage, and you guys are just trying to let people know that you guys are a different lineage and let people know the history and all this stuff and FBA business, right? Why would you care about a Jamaican parade? Why would you even talk about that? What does that have to do with FBA? What does a Jamaican parade have anything to do with FBA? Why would y'all even talk about that? Right? Didn't you say that y'all delineating? So if they over there doing them, why would you even talk about them, right? You know why the FBA is talking about them? Because they were jealous. They were hating. They were jealous, right? They hate to see other black people doing something good. They hate to see people if they're not FBA, they're gonna hate on you. They're gonna hate. This is why they bring up all this. Oh yeah, man, we got this many patents and we built this and we did that, which nobody cares because you don't get respect for what people did in the past for you. You get respect for what you're doing now. Because if that's the case, every black person on Skid Row, which is a lot of black people, will be getting respected because of what their ancestors did. But no, them people getting left down there, they getting mistreated. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of drug addicts down there. Nobody cares about that, bro. We out here is about individualism, right? You can come in the room and represent something, bro. But until I know who you really are and what you stand for, you don't get respect until you earn it. And I live my life like that. I don't expect to get respect from anybody. You know what I'm saying? But what I do expect is to, present myself in a way to where they gonna respect me. But you know what I'm saying? Mutual respect. But you don't get respect because of what somebody else did for you. Grandmama and them ran a motherfucking a soul food spot and the whole neighborhood loved them. You know what I'm saying? Because of what they did. And then you come along, you say my grandmother and them owned this, they not gonna give you the respect. People might shake your hand and say, oh man, I knew him, older people. But people, your peers, is not gonna be like, well, so what? What you do? What you do? And that's what the FBA try to stand on, homie. And the reason why they do that is because they hate on other black cultures via black cultures from the diaspora, and they just try to have big up on them, try to sun them, try to have one up on them. That's what Tariq and them do, and that's why I asked that question. I say, what is the problem with Jamaicans having a parade? Why y'all even care? Matter of fact, why FBAs even couldn't? Why wasn't FBAs out there? Why FBAs couldn't be out there? Because you know what? Every culture, most cultures, bro. If you pull up, like, for example, Cinco de Mayo. Me and my wife went out to eat one time. It was Cinco de Mayo. We didn't go out to eat because it was Cinco de Mayo, but we went out that day. We went to a Mexican restaurant. Packed. They was in there packed. Dancing, playing music. The waiters coming around, doing their thing nice. We eating. And they playing music, man, and they grabbed our hands and everybody started dancing and we got up and danced. And it was a couple of blacks in there. But we were celebrating their culture with them. You know what I'm saying? They didn't say, oh, well, you guys got to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? While we celebrate our culture. No, they grabbed our hands and they welcomed us into their culture. It's just like when I went to Mexico and the Bahamas, I went to a couple of places. They welcome you into their culture, say, this is what we do. You know what I'm saying? This is how we celebrate. You know what I mean? But FBAs, I don't know what's up with them. They like, hey, we don't want y'all celebrating our culture. We don't want y'all this and that. They got some type of, I don't know what's going on in their heads, but they think that these Africans trying to take over Juneteenth. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, just because they're celebrating it, right? So how could you take over something that stands for something? I don't understand that. Like, what even if the Africans say they posted and they celebrate Juneteenth, how could they take it over when Juneteenth, what it means, that's not going to change. The name of what it stands for is not going to change, regardless of who celebrated. So it's just stupidity on FBAs and Tariq Nasheed and them not to want wanting people to celebrate their culture. Now, I go back to the Jamaicans, that FBA, that Black America. It was a lot of Black Americans out there too, but Tariq Nasheed should be encouraging his peoples to go out there. Matter of fact, because all the things they say about people from the diaspora, he could have put them to the test, right? He said they don't like Black Americans. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They, you know, when they do their thing, they don't invite Black Americans, whatever, all the stuff he say. But I guarantee you, if he'd have said, FBAs, pull up to the Jamaican parade, see how they treat you, I guarantee you probably majority of those people probably would have stopped following Tariq. That's why he won't say nothing like that. They most likely would have stopped following Tariq because they would have went out there and had a good time. Just like when Black Americans go to Jamaica, you know what I'm saying? They get treated like royalty. You know what I'm saying? They go into the Jamaican culture. They dance to the music, eat the food, everything. You know what I mean? Wear the clothes, rep the flag when they out there, right? And Jamaican cultures invite them to do that. But we have FBAs, I mean specifically, not Black Americans, FBAs, specifically trying to not invite the diaspora to their thing because they quote unquote gatekeeping. We got to gatekeep our culture, right? And it's weird because Jamaicans gonna be Jamaicans, bro. Jamaicans love Jamaican food. So if they come and start eating soul food, bro, they not trying to take your food. They love their food. They love their food. Just like every other ethnic group. They love what they dibble and dabble in certain things, and you know, but they love their culture. And I think that's the problem with FBA is that they can't stand that other people love their culture. So they, you know, try to demonize them and say, oh, well, if it's so good, go back. They FBA make up these new rules on waking up and, oh, you got to go fix your country. Like, who wakes up and say that? Who wakes up and like, who wakes up in Jamaica or the Bahamas, Mexico? Who wakes up in the morning and say, oh, yawning, oh, you got to get up and fix my country? Who wakes up and say that, bro? Like, these dudes just make crazy things up. Nobody, if you're not in Congress, if you're not, trying to be in Congress to change laws and stuff like that, bro, you're not doing nothing to change your country, bro. You're not doing nothing to help build your country. That's what build country. People that get in those positions to make changes. If you're not doing that, if you're not involved in politics, bro, then you're not doing anything to change your country. And the average person is not involved in politics nowhere on the planet. Not even Black America, especially Black America. A lot of people will talk about politics, but being involved in politics is totally different than talking about politics. Totally different. So they make up these things and say, they make up rules like where you supposed to make money at. Like this is a world, this world is based on commerce, currency move, right? Trade, all that stuff. Who makes the rules on where you should wake up and make money at? When they say, oh, they come over here, man, listen, the bag is over here, bro. And who got the bag? The white man. They got the bag. So people like, shit, I'm finna go get the bag from them. Yeah, I understand that Black people, Black Americans fought for a lot of the things for people to come over here. I understand that. But at the end of the day, the white T man got the bag. And everybody's coming over here to try to get the bag from them. When people come over here, bro, they're being hired by mostly white people, white companies, bro. They're not being hired by Black people, bro. When Caribbeans or Jamaicans or Africans come to America, they're not being shuffled in and hired by Black people, bro. It's just, that's not happening. Black people in America themselves are in a struggle battle with being hired by these other entities because Black America doesn't really own a lot of these big companies and, these big manufacturing companies, car companies and all that. They don't really own them. So they have to go out and try to find work themselves. So it's all a game, and FBAs, man, they just at a point to where, man, they just straight out hate now. You know what I mean? It's not even about reparations anymore. It's all about just hating what we see them do. Now we're gonna talk about they try to do this, they try to do that. Tariq Nasheed, he talks about it every day. You see what the people from Ghana just did. You see what the people like. They just talking about what they're doing now, and it has nothing to do with FBA, right? Has nothing to do with them. But they want to say something about it. But that's all I want to say. I want to bring that to y'all attention and answer my question, FBA, Tariq Nasheed. Why y'all don't encourage people, your followers, to just go out there and party, or embed themselves into these other cultures that you say hate FBA and don't like FBA? Why you encourage that? Because you don't want to. You want to keep the division, bro. But I'm out, man. Peace.